Hey everyone, it's your boy Nukes, and today I bring you a beginner guide on the Warden DPS on Allods Online on the patch 13.1. In this video I will introduce you the build I use for DPS in PvE and explain its mechanics going through the talent points, rubies, stats and DPS rotation. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, let's start with the talent points. My build has 86 points for the talents. There is nothing really special to talk about, to be honest, as I'm taking every DPS skill used in the Warden rotation. We want to use everything but Clouds and Leaf Fall because the damage are really bad and it doesn't really fit in the rotation given by the rubies we will see after. Then we just fill the points, taking some defensive cooldown like Tree Bark and some CC with the Rock and also Eye of the Storm, which is a long CC. Then we take some mobility with Suppress Pass and some AoE burst with Balance, and to finish the 2-tier skills, which are great. Master of the Woods is not really used, to be honest. The damage are really bad compared to King of Beasts, so you can remove it if you want to get more mobility or more CC, but it's still some damage increase, so that's why I'm taking it in my build, because rank 3 Rock and rank 2 Secret Pass doesn't really matter, right? So yeah, I just keep it like this. For the rubies, I'm currently using 74 rubies, thanks to the last one we got on this patch. In the first grid, we want to take almost everything since it increased our global DPS, except Wilbur rubies, which are useless in PvE, Toxic Sap, which increase Leaf Fall damage, and Circulation. We only take one because we don't really need more mana management. We will see this after. You can also remove one of this ruby, Windcatcher, because we will only use one during our DPS rotation, but I still take it because I think it can be fine if you want to stack up 2 tornadoes to have more AoE burst damage on a short DPS window. So I think in some situation it might be useful, but it's really situational. The second grid is really empty as it's only used by healers, and for the third grid it's kind of the same as the first one, where we take some damage increase, defenses, and some utilities like removing casting time and being able to move while casting. You can also take life balance, which is really nice to help your team. You can take it count 3 if you remove one of the Windcatcher rubies, but I think rank 2 is enough. So yeah, I guess that's it for the rubies. There is nothing really to say. I'm gonna explain everything in the DPS rotation after. For the statistic points, well, I want to say it's like every classes, right? You want to capture determination around 1 key 3, and then balance between proficiency and brutality depending the content you do. Brutality is better for single targets in raid or compasses, while proficiency is more used to get some short fights done and AoEs. You can't really go wrong if you do 50-50, to be honest, so yeah, just do 50-50 until you feel more familiar with the game. I'm not using luck, because I think luck is kinda terrible overall in the game right now, and I'm playing with 750 Supremacy just because of my tier 3 rights. I'm not really sure the Supremacy is good. I think it's better overall to play with only tier 2 and getting more proficiency and brutality. I will explain the reason a bit later in the rotation description. But yeah, I think it's not like it doesn't really change much about your DPS, so don't craft a new gear if you just want to play Rodent, right? For defensive stats, it's kind of the same as everything. You want to play with 750 caution. Here I have a bit less because I have a lot of survivability from tier 3, and then split with bloodlust and vitality. I think around 800 Bloodlust is enough. It depends if you're comfortable using your defensive in PvE. Now for the DPS rotation for the Warden, it's kinda easy. It's just some practice because it's a fixed rotation. You have to use like the skill in the same order again and again. So what you want to think about is Beast Ram is really important because these rubies increase your damage by 20% for 10 seconds after you use Beast Ram. So yeah, when I just like use, I have a buff on me, which increase all my damage by 20%. So what you want to do is you always want to DPS under Beast Ram, and then you want to rotate between your 4 skills, so Poison of Vine, Tornado, Thunder, and Emerald Glow. Emerald Glow is just used for mana management. And then you want to fill with Poisoned Taunt and Nature Grips that you want to use on CD. So basically, if I resume, is I want to use Beast Ram every 10 seconds, I want to use Nature Grip and Poison Taunt on CD, and then I want to do this rotation. So the rotation is like Poisonous Vine, Tornado, Thunder, and Emerald Glow to recover some mana. What you can do also is Thunder is doing a lot of damage, so what you can do is using Poisonous Vine, Tornado, Poisonous Vine again into Tornado, so the target gets 2 stacks of Dancing Flashes, and then use Thunder to break the 2 stacks at the same time. It's almost the same DPS, but I think overall I get more DPS by getting 2 stacks of Dancing Flashes, as the damage are really big. So for burst, we have King of Beasts, which is our main tier skill, which will just increase the pet damage. This tier skill is using some physical damage, so it's not increased by your supremacy. That's why I think supremacy is really bad, because this tier skill is really strong. And this tier skill damage are increased a lot by the tier skill quality. So with epic tier skill, it's like 450% damage increase, and with Fablet it's like 550%, so it's 50% per quality. It's a lot. So just use some epic tier skill for like casual content, and if you do endgame content you can just swap to legendary or Fablet tier skill. Then we have Master of Woods, which, as I said before, is not really strong, but we want to use it just because it will increase our DPS overall, and we just have to summon this tree. And we have Balance, which is a nice CD for AoE DPS, which also heals the group members, so it can be really useful to use it as a defensive cooldown as well. But basically it looks like this, so every enemies get some damage and every allies get some heals. As Warden, you also have a lot of CC, like as I said before, Paralysis, you have the Rock, which stuns the enemy for 5 seconds, and you also have a Disorientation thanks to the Rest ability for 3 seconds. So yeah, Warden has a decent deep CC overall in Compass. It's really nice, you just like AoE CC. So now I'm just gonna show you how to make the rotation for like 30 seconds, something like this. So what you want to think is, you want to start with Beast Ram, fill up the determination bar, then use Nature Grip into Poison Turn, stack up your Dancing Flashes, and then do Thunder. And you want to do this over and over. It's not really easy while I'm talking, but yeah, it's really, once you just get it, it's really easy, right? You just get like easy stacks, always Beast Ram when this buff is about to fade, and Turn and Grip. Make sure you use Grip under the mobs, because sometimes it's kinda buggy if you use it like not on the mob, and even if you pull it out. And yeah, for the tier skill, you just want to use King of Beast at the beginning of the rotation as well. So if I want to burst the targets, I just want to do this rotation, and you just add King of Beasts at the beginning, and the pet will have the damage increase, and you don't really have to manage it anymore. You just have to use it when it's up again. And as you can see, even with few attacks, it do some like decent damage, and if you use tier skill, it's gonna be one of your top DPS skill. So yeah, I think that's it about the Warden DD. So yeah, you just have to learn the rotation and do it over and again on a dummy, so you get used to it, and after it's kinda simple to learn. If you have any question, don't be shy and feel free to ask it in the comment section, or feel free to comment on Discord as well, like private message me on Discord or in game. I'm gonna answer you if I can. And yeah, have a nice day. Bye bye.